Hello, I'm Dr. Brant Gibson, and tonight I want to talk to you about when nerve reset is important or necessary. So, to give you a little background, let's remind you exactly what's going on when nerves are working. So, if you remember, you get a signal that's from one of the ends, from an axon or dendrite, typically from a dendrite that's coming into a cell, and that signal is then interpreted and read, and additional information is sent forward from that through the axon out to the next dendrite. And between an axon and a dendrite, you have neurotransmitters that are actually communicating and telling the nerves what the signal is. So at each level, you have different pieces of the puzzle. You have neurotransmitters that are interpreted by the dendrites, taking the nerve cell body, where it is actually read and is converted into energy or converted into additional information that can be passed on. Then it goes down through the axon, and the axon, if it's a larger nerve, for example, will have a sheath, a myelin sheath, that allows the signal to move quickly, and then it goes through neurotransmitters again. When you have a interference in the health of this system, then what happens is you get a signal that's slow or a signal that's weak. And a weak signal can be because of injury to the cell body, so it's not translating it correctly. It could be a lack of neurotransmitters. It could be the myelin sheath that's injured. Whatever the reason, you can actually get a weak signal or a slow signal. And because of that, you're actually getting a poor signal that's going from the initial stimulus to the brain. And so with that being understood, then you say, okay, I have a peripheral neuropathy because my nerves are malfunctioning. They're not working like they're supposed to. So what does that mean as far as treatment? Well, really what it comes down to is what's going on. What's the problem? Where's the problem happening? Is it a neurotransmitter problem? Is it a cell body problem? Is it a myelin sheath problem? And what we found that in certain situations that you can actually reset the nerve. So you can actually take that nerve and you can actually completely reset it and cause it to function more like it's supposed to. The best example of that is if you have a computer that's running Windows, for example. A lot of times the Windows can actually get faulty because things are not being cleared from memory or something like that. And then by shutting the computer down and turning it back on, you're resetting everything. You're resetting the memory. You're resetting the programs to functioning back to their designed form and so forth. And so they start to function like they're supposed to. So in this case, what you're doing with a nerve reset is we're actually causing an electrical stimulation that depolarizes the nerve and repolarizes it. So basically what you're doing is you're resetting all the functioning of that nerve back to normal. So you're refreshing all the neurotransmitters. You're causing the nucleus of the cell body to start to function more like it's supposed to. You're kickstarting the mitochondria. Basically, you're saying, okay, I'm going to depolarize everything and repolarize it to allow it to function more like it's supposed to. So reset is very, very important in the situations, especially when the neurotransmitters aren't working like they're supposed to, or the signal is going too slowly or too weakly. And in both cases, by depolarizing it, you're allowing it to speed back up, or you're allowing the neurotransmitters to build back up enough quantity that you're actually not getting a weak signal, you're getting a normal, strong signal. So when you figure out what's going on exactly with your nerves, then you can say, okay, is reset a good option for me? Because is it a neurotransmitter problem? Basically, is it a weak signal, or is it a nucleus problem where we don't have sufficient energy to function like we're supposed to, so we get a slow signal? In both cases, a reset will cause the nucleus to function more like it's supposed to, cause the cell body to function more like it's supposed to, and allow the neurotransmitters to build back up so you get a strong enough signal. This is Dr. Brant Gibson, and this is your Neuropathy Nugget Day 233. When is it necessary to reset a nerve? And that's what we've talked about.